Okay, good morning again, fifth grade. Today we're going to be working on multiplying mixed numbers through the lens of problem solving. So, our question today that we're going to start off with is it says, Jake can carry 6 and 1/4 pounds of wood in from the barn. His father can carry 1 and 5/7 times as much as Jake. How many pounds can Jake's father carry? So the first thing that we need to do here, anytime that we're working with problems, word problems like this, is we need to identify our important information. So the first thing we're going to do is circle the important numbers. So it says Jake can carry 6 and 1/4 pounds, and his father can carry 1 and 5/7 times as much. And the question that's being asked, we're going to also underline how many pounds can Jake's father carry. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up as an equation. So 6 and 1/4 times 1 and 5/7 equals something. I don't know at this point. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So in order to start solving this problem, we need to take our mixed numbers and we need to convert them into improper fractions. So to do that, as you guys remember, hopefully from yesterday, is we take our denominator and we multiply it times the whole number. Okay, so 4 times 6 is going to be 24, and then 24 plus the numerator is 25, and we put that over the existing denominator. So 25/4 and 6 and 1/4 are the same thing. Okay, then we need to do the same thing to 1 and 5/7. So we're going to take our denominator, we're going to do 7 times 1 to get 7, and then 7 plus 5 to get 12/7. Okay, so 1 and 5/7 and 12/7 are the same thing. One's just the improper version of the other. Okay, it's like it's evil step twin. Okay, so um, maybe the Uncle Fester to its Gomez Adams. We'll go with that. Okay. So now we've got to solve our problem. So we need to multiply 25 times 12, and we need to multiply 4 times 7. Okay. Well, right off the top of my head, I know that 4 times 7 equals 28. But off the top of my head, I don't know what 25 times 12 is. Okay. I could think about it like, well, if I had 12 quarters, how much money would I have? So if I had 6 quarters, I'd have $1.50. If I had twice that, I would have $3. Okay, but let's just solve our problem to make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, and that we get our math correct. So up here in my workspace, I'm going to do 25 times 12 just to prove it to myself. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Okay, then I need my placeholder in my ones place because now I'm multiplying my tens. So 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. Then I can do my addition. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 300, which I was correct. Okay, so now I have a improper fraction that says 300 over 28. Okay, so I need to simplify it. I need to make it back into a mixed number. To do that, I need to do a division problem. So I'm going to do 300 divided by 28. Well, 28 goes into 30. 1 times 28 is 28. I could do my subtraction. 30 minus 28, I have 2 left over. I drop my 0 and I have 20. Well, 28 can't go into 20, okay, because 28 is too big, but I'm still only in my ones place. So it goes in 0 times. 0 times 28 is 0. Do my subtraction, and my remainder is 20. So 20 becomes my new numerator. 28 becomes my denominator. So 10 and 20 28s. Well, I can simplify this, and I know that my greatest common factor here is a 4. Okay, I used my BFF to figure that one out. It's the biggest shared number in both of those little boxes. Okay, so 20 divided by 4 is 5, and 28 divided by 4 is 7. So my final answer here is 10 and 5/7 pounds, or you could say pounds of wood or pounds. Either one is okay. All right, well, let's do one more. And let me clear up. Voila, like a magic trick. Okay, so we've got it says a glass can hold 3 1/3 cups of water. A bowl can hold 2 3/5 times the amount in the glass. How many cups can a bowl hold? Well, here again, we need to identify our important information. So it says the glass can hold 3 1/3. The bowl can hold 2 3/5, and I'm going to underline what the question is asking me to find. How many cups can a bowl hold? So here again, I'm going to set this up as a multiplication equation. So I have 3 1/3 times 2 3/5. I need to put my equal sign to make it an equation, and I need to find the question mark. I need to find what it is they're asking me to find. So as you guys think back, remember, we need to change each one of our mixed numbers into an improper fraction. Okay, so we can go 3 times 3 to get 9, 9 plus 1 to get 10. Put that over our existing denominator, 10/3. Okay, so 3 1/3 and 10/3 equal the same thing. Okay, then I need to do the same thing to 2 3/5. So 2 times 5 equals 10, and 10 plus 3 equals 13/5. Okay, so here I can do my multiplication, and here it's relatively straightforward because I can use my trick of multiplying tens. So anything times 10, I can add a 0 to, right? So I can do 13 times 10 is going to be 130, and 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, but again, I'm not finished. I need to change 130 15ths back to a mixed number. So I can think to myself, well, if I had 15 times 10, it would be 150, which would get me pretty close. So I'm going to do my division, 130 divided by 15. So I'm just going to pick out, I'm going to try 15 times 8 to see where that gets me, and that should get me relatively close here. So 15 times 8, 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay, so 15 times 8 is 120. If I did 15 times 9, it would be 15 more than 15 times 8, so it would be 135, which would be too big. So I've got to stick with my 8. So 8 times 15 is 120. I could do my subtraction. I have 10 left over, and this becomes 8 and 10/15. But I'm not simplified. Okay, looking at my BFF, I know that here the greatest common factor is going to be 5. Okay, it's the biggest shared number in both of those. So I could divide out a 5, and 10 divided by 5 equals 2. 15 divided by 5 equals 3. So here my final answer is going to be 8 and 2/3 cups. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense. And one of the suggestions I got on my videos was to, add a joke or a fun fact to make my videos a little bit more engaging, a little bit more interesting, rather than just listening to the sound of my voice. So your interesting fun fact today will be, did you know that it is physically impossible for a kangaroo to walk backwards? Yeah. Yeah, so if you've ever been, to the outback or down under, you know that a kangaroo can't walk backwards. Have a good day, guys.